Hello dear friends, let's talk about problems of Alfa Romeo 159. Alfa Romeo 159 is much higher quality than the 156 produced earlier. Alfa has been able to dramatically reduce the electronics failure rate and drive that owners of Alfa Romeo 156 regularly complain about. Alfa Romeo 159 most often requires repair of electrical components and steering and brake systems. In turn, the engines, bodywork and chassis remain in good condition. If Alfa's previous owners did not maintain it properly, expect expensive service. On the other hand, if you do your best and check the Alfa Romeo 159 well before buying, driving and maintaining the Alfa 159 can be a real pleasure. This is where the owners are divided. Some swear by their Alfa, while others are very dissatisfied. Diesel has caused the computer to completely fail, so it can easily be left in the middle of the car. There may also be problems with your car electronics, so test everything, even the wipers, for good. Trap and brake problems are also possible, so check the tires for uneven wear. Spare parts are not cheap, so it is advisable to open your eyes to buying this half-size car, no matter how young he is. 1.9 GTS and 2.2 GTS engines. When shopping, be careful with the chain. Check that the chain is not stretched. Gasoline engines also record many cases of head firing, engine vibration, hesitation and ignition failure during cold start. Check the electronics and mechanical components if correct. The ECU of the engine must be reprogrammed. Oil leaks on gasoline engines are standard, helping to replace the gaskets they have loosened. Alfa Romeo 159 1.750 TBI. The turbo unit creates a lot of problems. Long service intervals of 20,000 kilometers cause sludge buildup, which prevents the chains from lubricating properly on the 2.2 and 3.2 GM gasoline engines, leading to their chain stretching and tearing. Genuine GM engines based on this have also suffered similar problems. More frequent oil change is a way of potentially avoiding chain issues, with a change interval of 10,000 kilometers. Clogged EGR valves for all diesels. The engine ECU can fail, especially on Alfa Romeo 159 diesel. Clogged EGR valves, all diesels. QAR DPF filter. The problem may arise in the case of specimens equipped with DPF unit filter clog and loss of power. Speaking of particular filters, it's good to know that we will find them in most Alfa 159 GTDM engines. Maintenance-free theoretically, but in practice it turns out that replacement may be necessary. In the case of frequent urban driving, diesel engines suffer from blockage DPF filters. Regular highway driving is required to regenerate DPF filters. Diesel malfunctions can also be caused by an oil pump, a flywheel, and a turbine. ADAC has specifically registered in the years of 2005 and 2006 the numerous problems of diesel engines in engine management and with injectors. On 1.9 GTDM engines, the gear belt goes over the water pump, and a water pump failure can pull the belt off the water pump and cause the engine to crash at the 40,000 kilometers. Common problems about 1.9 GTDM diesel engines due to intense belt wear and poor water pumps. 1.9 GTDM engine 120 HP or 150 HP. Turbine problems can be broken turbine or lack of lubrication. Diesel 2.4 and 1.916V defective damper system that changes the length of the intake manifold. In the extreme, it can even lead to a situation where a part of a damper will break into the cylinder, causing engine failure. GTDM engine. Engine jerk and hesitation when accelerating to 1800-2000 RPM. Possible problems: the EGR valve is not working properly. At 6-speed manual gearboxes with 9.9 GTDM grinding bearings. It rings from the gearbox lever space, comes from the speed selector cable replacement required. Automatic transmission cue, tronic defect, knocking noise due to electronic control error, which can lead to unwanted traffic jams. After several attempts, the correction finally took effect in September 2007. The first models suffer from misaligned suspension that causes wear on the front tires. Noise from the steering column indicates wear of the steering column and inadequate oil in the steering system. The noise from the steering servo pump during a cold start may mean that there is air in the system. Color problems on darker vehicles. Present color peeling on the original wheels, often loose rear seats. In some vehicles, the instrument panel creates a light show, which is usually resolved by reprogramming the electronics. Switches and wipers that can be shaky. Initial traces of corrosion on sleepers. Fluid from the air conditioning system is common, and a lack of fluid can damage a compressor of the climate. It can be heard howling and creaking.